Hi everybody. Before we start, I wanted to note that since I recorded the first video, I have been in touch with Hyperlion and I have been fortunate enough to get a discount code to share with all of you. So if you're interested in getting one of these campers, my discount code and some links to some more information will be in the description. Thanks for watching.
Hi everybody. So if you're new here, let me introduce myself. My name is Mike. It's been a dream of mine to do some van life for the last half decade, 5, 6 years or so. The circumstances of my life have finally aligned to the point where I can make it happen in a way that I didn't really expect it to be, but I'm going to go into more details about that. Instead of a van, I'll be keeping the dream truck that I currently have. It's a 2010 Tacoma. I posted a bunch of videos about it on my YouTube already, mostly shorts, but one other long form video. I'm mounting a camper to it, and I'm wanting to make this video because of a couple of other creators who have done videos on these Alibaba campers and explained their buying process, and I wanted to go into details about mine, why I decided to go this way, etc. So I decided to buy a camper from China instead of an American one. In this case, the brand is Hiperlion. I'm going to tag them in the description so you'll be able to find that. I decided to go this way because of a lot of factors. I did a bunch of research. I weighed the pros and cons of name brands, American ones or Canadian ones. I considered the price, the shipping, the weight, the assembly, the ambiguity of ordering something from overseas, etc. It's finally being packed up and put into a box so that it can go on the boat. Hopefully by the end of this week. On another channel, All Things Overlanding, I'm referencing his video for the formatting here, but he posted his shipping video in the end of March. So I ordered mine in mid-February, and it's just now going to be shipped. I just paid for the rest of it tonight. Tonight is the 14th of May, and I ordered it on the 11th of February. And that it is now being put into a box, I guess you can say that I made a decision. I chose to get a Chinese one instead of an American one. I wanted to talk to you guys about the ordering process, what my shipping times are like, and what's been going on since the middle of February since I ordered my camper. I'm in a bunch of groups on Facebook who have tons of other people who are interested in these things, so I'm hoping to help put the information out there so that if you're interested in one of these things, you can also look into it and potentially get one for yourself. I've been super stoked for this thing to arrive. When it does, I'm going to put it together myself. I've been building out my truck for it to be livable, essentially. I'm waiting for my lease to expire, and when it does, that's going to be my house. So I've been preparing for the last couple of months for that to become my reality. So I wanted to start with the truck. So let's talk about the truck. Here's the truck. This is my truck. It's a 2010 Toyota Tacoma. I got it with 149,000 miles on it. I've put on 10 since then. I actually had the transmission service today because when I'm on the road, that's one of those things I really don't want to fail. I just had them flush it and put new fluid in. So because I decided that $700, $500 in labor and parts is cheaper than a new transmission. Again, that's another one of those things I've been preparing for. The truck is going to get bigger springs. Dobinson 112s, I think, is what I'm going to go with. The camper's going to go on there, and I also have this other little motorcycle right there, which is going to be on the hitch, and I can put a picture of that up as well. All in, myself included, it's probably going to be 1,000 to 1,200 pounds. I know it might seem like a lot of weight to put on this little truck, and it kind of is, but it's the truck that I have. I chose this one because of its smaller size, its capability off-road, and getting to remote places. It's also the truck that I really wanted, not really knowing that I would be doing this with it into my ownership. I think I got it last year in June, so not even a year that I've owned it, and I've decided this is what I'm going to do with it. Could have got a Tundra, could have got a F-350, could have got a big Chevy, but I didn't know at the time, and that might be on the table for the future, but right now I'm working with what I've got. If you have suggestions on what I should do to the truck, like frame reinforcements or suspension stuff, feel free to put it in the description. I'm interested to hear what you have to say. All in with all my stuff in there again, 1,000 pounds, 1,200 pounds. I think my GVWR is like 1,400 max. and that's like for the frame and the bed. Those have fiberglass beds, so we'll see. I guess if I need to put an aluminum box on there at some point because the bed fails, I'll get there when I get there, I guess. So now we're going to talk about the camper, and I have a bunch of details about Shirley, my respondent that I have through Hyperlion, sent me a bunch of content today via Alibaba, via our messaging app. So I will be including some footage of that, some pictures of my camper now that it's done, and we're going to go over all of that next. So now that I've told you a little bit about me, about the truck, etc., we're going to talk about the camper. I chose this particular one after doing a bunch of preliminary research, mostly YouTube videos, all things overlanding, Pizza Paul, etc., Facebook groups as well. There isn't a ton out there yet. They're not super common compared to like the Topo and the GFC and other campers like that that are sourced domestically. I think that's just because the wait time is daunting for buyers. It was for myself included, but I decided to send it and see what happens. You may or may not know already that there are two prominent manufacturers who make a similar product, and they're both selling that product on Alibaba. That would be Chen and Hyperlion. I know another creator. I know of another creator. I don't know him personally, not yet. I hope to meet him. His name is Pizza Paul. I believe he lives in Utah. He has a Chen camper mounted on his Jeep Gladiator. I chose to go with the Hyperlion one because a creator, all things overlanding, he did a breakdown about his order, what the camper was, posted on YouTube. That was kind of part of my preliminary research, and I found that the Hyperlion customer service was superior. I just was in touch with Shirley, and she was great. She has been great. So their customer service is just second to none so far. Always responding to my texts and my questions within a day at least, etc., etc. So he talked about his experience that led to my decision. Let's see. I'll include some pictures and videos of the camper that I've been sent. Due to my personal needs, I opted for the roof fan. I opted for the interior lights. I opted for the condensation pad. And I opted for the Tacoma-shaped front window and the hard sides, as well as requesting the whole camper to be painted black. The black paint will probably not be very helpful when it's beating down in the sunshine in places I plan to go, like Utah, Montana, parts of Idaho, etc. When it's super hot, but it's more stealthy, and a camper like this is definitely not stealthy in comparison to living in a van. So I figured a black one would be a little bit more low key. I don't know. It also, the two-tone red on my truck with the black, I thought would look nice. So that's what I went with. Another option I went back and forth on was the soft sides versus the hard sides. I initially wanted to get the soft sides because if I put my bedding in there, I can stow the lid of the tent without having to remove all the bedding, allegedly. When it's in my hands, I'll do some testing, and I'll bring you guys along to show you what's going on with that. But I opted for the hard sides because I felt that if I'm sleeping in it every night for months, potentially longer, I wanted to feel more secure, particularly, and so that security and that privacy mattered more to me than having the soft sides and the convenience of it. So we'll see if I can still stow it with some bedding. I might just have to get creative, and maybe there will be some testing of the strength of the roof. Hopefully I don't snap it. We'll see. I chose the hard sides. They offer more insulation as well. It's a skin, and then some honeycomb aluminum between, so there's that air gap, and that should help with the insulation aspect. I did ask what the insulation level of it is, and I ordered the insulation liner that goes inside the whole thing as well. But I think the R value of the panels themselves that make up the walls is less than 1. It's not great. I need to verify that though. I'm not totally sure at the top of my head. But the hard sides made me feel more secure from temperature changes, insulation, the wind. Apparently they don't make noise the same way the soft sides do. Animals, the elements, and especially other people. I just feel like I'd be more secure with an actual proper wall between myself and the environment. Even though it's camping, I still want to be protected from nature. at night, at least. Um, let's see. I'll deal with the inconvenience if it is an inconvenience to rip my bed up. If I don't have to do that, that would be really dope and awesome. We'll see when it gets here. Allegedly, it's going to be packed up tomorrow. We'll see. And then I'll have to do some finagling when it does get here to the States and figure out how to get it to my house. And then up on top of the truck, of course, it weighs between 400 and 500 pounds. So I'm going to bring my friends over and buy them beer, and they are going to help me, which my fingers are crossed. Hopefully I can get them to do that. Plus or minus 50 pounds or so for the options that I chose. Again, roof fan, mattress, condensation pad, the window in the front. I chose the bigger one. Ideally, I'd like to have a pass-through between the camper and the truck so that I can reach through and put things inside the back seat of the truck, or vice versa, get things out. That'll be a bit of an experiment when the time comes, but for now, I did order the window. And I also had it custom positioned so it'd hopefully be like closer. Hopefully they'll be a kind of level, so I can put a rubber boot between them and then have that pass-through going on. We'll see. I need to do the springs yet. I need to sell the camper shell that's on the truck, and do a couple other things before I'm ready to like move into it. But y'all are gonna come along with me on this journey, and I will keep you updated on what I learn and what happens, and then how the tracking works, etc. So stay tuned for that.